culinary abomination am I about to make? Let's enter the apparent lawless kitchens of the 1950s. I'm gonna make a salad. I'm scared. So before I talk about the crazy Jello molds of the 1950s, let's rewind and discuss some deeper history. Ancient Egyptians would boil down beef tendons, ligaments, and bones, sometimes eating the gelatin, but often using it as an early type of glue. From the 14th century, we have the form of curry, the famous collection of English recipes that highlight two of the earliest gelatin dishes, jelly of fish and jelly of flesh. And yep, he's back. In the 1500s, Henry VIII enjoyed Hippocras jelly, a jelly made out of a type of mulled wine. On June 21st of 1791, Marie Antoinette fled Paris. When she was discovered, she was found in her carriage eating an aspic of carrot. During the Napoleonic Wars, gelatin was fed to the soldiers and was seen as a cheap source of protein. It was during the Victorian era, however, that gelatin dishes took a luxurious and often fanciful turn. Even though granulated gelatin was patented in 1845, it was still seen as a high-class luxury food item. These gelatin molds were often served at the parties of the wealthy and famous, and it did seem that the larger the mold was, the more complex, the more bizarre the flavor combination, the more that person could show off their wealth. The molds would often have exotic ingredients like this aspic with partridge, or be beautifully decorated like this aspic of ham, and they had no shortage of ornate molds. The early 20th century brought inexpensive refrigeration to almost every home, and the mass production of gelatin packets, thanks to the Knox Company and Jello. This time also, unfortunately, had a hiring disparity of women in the sciences, which led them to enter the test kitchens of the 1940s and 50s for companies like Jello and Betty Crocker. It's here that women were able to showcase their creativity and guide the future of American cuisine. And futuristic these recipes were. Companies like Jello marketed to American women, showing them as busy, taking care of the children, household chores, and that they could make their lives much easier by making healthy, quick, futuristic meals with Jello. So let's look at some of these recipes here. Here's one that just horrifies me. It's barbecue salad. This is a Jello that you're supposed to eat served with mayonnaise on top. This is made with lemon Jello, tomato sauce, and vinegar. Spice it up with a kick of Worcestershire sauce. Who could say no to a salad like this? Well, I can. It's got lemon Jello, radishes, hard-boiled eggs. I just can't. Use Jello as a great way to utilize your leftovers. Let me tell you, there was nothing that wouldn't go into one of these Jello molds. I mean, the creativity was outside of the test kitchens now and into the hands of the everyday home cook. Here we have an advertisement for crisp apple-flavored Jello. That's right. Except in the picture here, there's an olive in it. So I'm confused. It says sensations for salads, oh, and in parentheses, and for desserts. I mean, Jello was being used in all sorts of ways. And you know what? I dig it. The 1950s kitchens were exploding into the future. And although sometimes horrifying, these recipes are a testament to the creative minds that look to the future while paying an homage to the past. So let's just start off by saying, I could have made hundreds of different recipes. They all would have been equally as bizarre. I saw this one first. Actually, it was a post on Reddit. I had to give it a try. Just taking some 7-Up, boiling that, adding in marshmallow, a cup of marshmallow, and a packet of lime Jello. Gonna chop up these pecans, and yeah, pecans, not pecans. Whatever, fight me on it. Going to add that in with some shredded cabbage and shredded carrots. This is already just bizarre to me, but it's gonna get more bizarre. I have some diced pineapple that's just canned, super well drained. Mixing that in, and here comes the filthy part, in my opinion. This entire jar, an entire cup of mayonnaise is going into this. I just abhor mayonnaise, so this was really difficult for me to do. Lastly, a cup of whipped cream. I'm just using some Cool Whip, and it says to fold that in. Whatever that means, I'm just gonna slowly not whip it too much, throwing it into this bundt cake mold, and it's going right into the fridge. It's gonna sit overnight. I need some time to process what I'm about to eat. This is one I am not looking forward to trying. But let's get down to this. It's not right. It's not right at all. Oh. Oh. I can smell the tang. That tanginess of the mayonnaise. Wow. That's your thing, you're gonna love this. I guess I better get a piece that has a little bit of everything. I don't wanna not get any cabbage. Alright. Here goes nothing. It's really hard to eat. It's not bad at all. It's such a mental thing. I'm like trying not to gag because I'm thinking about, I don't like mayonnaise, so obviously that's really affected me. It's not bad, but I keep thinking about what's in it, and it's hard. I'm gonna go for another go. It's really not. It's so bad and not bad at the same time. I think this is me. I hate mayonnaise. It's getting into my head. It's messing me all up. That whole jar of mayonnaise went into this, and it just, with fruits and lime Jell-o. Yeah, 2.8. This is a 2.8 actually. But for you, maybe it's different. It's not that bad. It's a mental thing. If I try and block it out, I'm like, it's kind of sweet. I get the crunch from the vegetables. It's not that bad. And then I think about that mayonnaise, and it just, I don't know. I get it, but it's not for me. This kitchen is about to give birth to an abomination.